Welcome back into Rounding Third Baseball, episode 245, a Class A case in what not to do. I'm Nick, and we have Harrison tonight. How are we doing, Harrison?
Fantastic, Nick. Busy weekend this weekend, but not busy like it was with the trade deadline. So it was kind of nice to get a reprieve there.
Yeah, I mean, some weird news stories, but otherwise than that, like pretty quiet. But everything seems quiet after the July 31st we just had, so pretty
After the
crazy.
bonfire.
Yeah, that was wild. All right, before we get going, make sure you follow and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can also follow on Instagram, Rumble, and TikTok, or you can listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. We also have our affiliate sponsors, Dick's Sporting Goods, MLB Shop, and Lids. You can find these links at the tops of all of our socials. If you just go to these links and you do your shopping for these companies through those links, we get a nice little kickback with no additional cost to you. Just a great way to support the podcast. We also have Rounding Third merch. So if you go to Rounding Third Baseball on Etsy, we have sweatshirts, t-shirts, tumblers, phone cases. We got a ton of stuff on there. Just another great way to support us. All right, let's jump into the news for this weekend. Wrigley Field to host the 2027 All-Star Game. Have they forgotten about the AL stadiums?
Yeah, they came to Texas and they've left the American League for the next 3 years. I mean, I get they were trying to do the new stadium tour there for a bit, but now you've got Philly and then Chicago. I feel like the American League somewhere along the line got lost in the shuffle. And I've heard nothing about there being any AL stadiums being considered going forward either. So
I don't know. I just don't get it, because I always thought, I was under the impression that they alternated. Right?
I thought that was always how they did it too.
I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter anymore since there's nothing that they're playing for, I guess. But I am glad to see it going back to an old ballpark. Right? It seems like the new stadium tour is done, and we're starting to get back to some of these old ballparks. So I do appreciate that. But what happened to the AL here? We haven't had one since the Texas one.
Yeah, so, I mean, you're going to go Atlanta, Philly, Chicago. Atlanta makes sense, newer ballpark. Philly, not a new ballpark. And I know there's some shuffling with them moving things around, and then you bring 27 to the Cubs. And I love John's comment, that home run derby should be a good one with the wind. That ballpark can be absolutely brutal. That'll be funny. And the reality of it is, and John even made a comment, there probably isn't going to be a 2027 All-Star game, so where it's going to be played probably doesn't matter. We got a CBA that expires in December of 2026, and I find it highly unlikely we're playing baseball in July of 2027. But either way, I feel like the order has gotten skewed. I'm with Cap, and I love the classic ballparks hosting these events. They're always better. There's history. There's so many more things they can talk about and go to. The players love it. A lot of these players maybe have only been there a couple of times. I just think these classic ballparks are great showcase event spots.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get putting it at Wrigley Field. I really do. But it's like, there's other great classic places you can put it. Oakland Coliseum. You could put it at, just kidding. That was a joke.
I was just going to say, what?
But yeah, just weird that they're choosing three straight NL. But and interesting here too, John. 2027, we might not even have baseball to have an All-Star game. So that's a great point. We'll see. But I just like, there's plenty of classic ballparks in the AL too that deserves to come back around too. But yeah, at this point, is there any ballpark that hasn't had an All-Star game? Has Target Field had one?
Yeah, they had one shortly after they were built.
Okay.
I think in terms of new ballparks, that is it. I think Atlanta was the last one. They did Texas. They did Atlanta.
Sacramento?
Yeah, I don't see an All-Star game going to Sacramento. Or Tampa for that matter.
Tampa, yeah.
I don't see them bringing one to Legends Field.
And it looks like they're the only ones to not host. The Tampa Bay Rays are the only MLB team that has never hosted an All-Star game.
Yeah, I would imagine MLB's been holding out hope they'd end up in a new ballpark, and
so
who knows?
The Phillies cap off the new stadium. So additionally, Citizens Bank Park in Philly and the new Yankee Stadium in New York are also venues that have never had it in recent years. So Philly kind of ends that streak of
Citizens
All-Star
Bank
games.
Park is 20 years old.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's 30 teams in the MLB, so by the time it gets around,
there's only like 8 new ballparks.
Well,
like what the? I think they're a little late to getting to Citizens Bank.
Well,
as a new ballpark.
No one wants to go to Philly. Let's be honest.
But, I mean, Citizens Bank Ballpark's going to be going through its first round of renovations, and they're going to be going to it like it's a new ballpark.
Right.
I think they're a little late.
Yeah, facts.
And John, good call. I think they'll try to get to Vegas as soon as they can to try to make that a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. They got to get the stadium built first.
Yeah, and Mike, could you imagine a home run derby at the Trop? They'd have to have like just pages and pages of ground rules for all the different crap it could hit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That would be a nightmare.
It would be a wiffle ball home run derby for sure.
Yeah, and I used to travel to Tampa for work all the time. I've been to the Trop many times. That ballpark is a dungeon. It's awful. Nobody wants to go there. You're right. A home run derby there would be a disaster. An All-Star game, and the locals won't come out. They don't. They just. Although maybe for an All-Star game they would, but down there they're just so blah about summer sports because they've got beaches and everything else.
Yeah, hit the rings, no home run.
I mean, you'd be playing Lord of the Rings in there. Which ring you hitting?
Yeah, crazy. All right, let's get over to
MLB doesn't want batteries thrown at players.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, yeah. I mean, at least there's no snow, so they can't throw snowballs at Santa Claus. But they'll find something.
Yeah. All right, let's get to this Cleveland Guardians absolute train wreck here. So Clase and Luis Ortiz's lockers have been cleaned out, and I still haven't heard any new details of what has come out, but essentially their years are done. If their lockers are cleaned out, I don't think they have any plans on coming back. Have you heard anything on the accusation front or where this is going? Have you heard anything in this regard?
So the only thing I've heard is that it was actually the Guardians that cleared out their lockers.
Okay.
It was not the players. The team cleared it out and shipped their stuff out. More so because it was just becoming a huge distraction to have the 2 empty lockers and be answering all the questions. So the team just decided enough's enough. Let's clear out the lockers. We're going to kind of disappear these guys while the dust settles. Otherwise, there's been no other news really added. And there's a lot of people that are the rumblings are beginning, like, what is happening here? Like, what is the story? What did these guys apparently do? What are the ramifications? Because the Guardians are now actually going to the league to be like, you guys cost us a haul of prospects by taking this guy off the field so we couldn't trade him. Right. And we don't even know what's going on. Like, you won't even tell us what's going on. So, like, what is the story here? Because you're now costing our team by pulling these guys out of games for this inquiry that you're telling nobody about. And we have, we're trying to make decisions here and we can't.
What the heck would the league do if they came back and they said, oh, there's no foul play involved? What happens then? You know what I mean? Like, they've taken these guys and the Guardians completely out of their season. If they came back and said, oh, these guys are clean, they didn't do anything, they're not, fixing the games, or they're not earning money off this, how does the league go back and fix that?
I don't think you do. Like, if you're MLB, you have to be convinced that there's a big case here, a big problem here. Otherwise, to go to this extent to then have to walk it back, I mean, the owners will call for Rob Manfred's head, and rightfully so, as they should.
Yeah.
If this was all done for nothing.
Yeah.
And that's, Mike, that question of how nothing's leaked out, but also like where is the union? I asked this on Thursday, like why is the union not screaming that these guys are still being paid? They're on paid leave, so like it's not costing them any money yet.
And that might be why they're not screaming. If
But at the
these
same,
guys are still getting
yeah,
paid,
but
it doesn't matter.
they're not able to play. So now you're impacting stats, final year stats, playoff push, potential bonuses. Like, you are messing
Fair.
with the future of these guys. Why is the players union not raising their hand going, hey, enough's enough? Or do they know? Like maybe the players union is aware. Maybe Manfred said, hey, Tony Clark, I need you to sit this one out because here's the deal. I don't know. But
Yeah.
this is really, really weird that we
Yeah.
now have 2 players out, no news. The team has cleared their lockers out to avoid the distraction. The team's not even fully in the know. This better be like the biggest betting scandal we've ever seen, or MLB is going to be wearing egg on its face for a long time.
Yeah. So Flat Cheese, to answer your question, a third party gambling committee or company, whatever, flagged a few pitches that these guys threw that had a ton of prop bets on it. So it was like a big amount of money on the first pitch of their outing to be a ball. And it flagged this third party company, and they told MLB about it. And they initially just suspended Ortiz. And then it came out later that Clase was being flagged on them. So they're both being investigated for this gambling ring or prop bet ring, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know. Like John Temple said earlier, I don't know how you prove this. If there's no money in their bank account, I don't know how you prove it.
No, and there's rumblings from various media outlets that they're hearing that it's deep and it's bad and these guys are going to be banned from baseball. But again, like nobody can actually point to like what's happened. Like what did they do? To your point, where is the smoking gun? Where's the big bag of cash? What went down? We still don't know.
No idea.
And it seems like very few people are actually in the know, but this could have massive impact across the game if this is what people fear it is.
It sounds like a 50-50 chance every pitch. You're not wrong.
It's funny.
Even when it's down the middle, it's a 50-50.
It's funny how baseball's so binary: ball, strike, safe, out.
Yeah. Yeah, and Captain, I know you said it last week, and you're completely right. Prop bets are the problem. You take these out, it's then guys are only trying to win. That's it. End of story.
But so a guy like Clase, aren't most prop bets, basically kind of made available in the moment? Like there's not a prop bet for next Tuesday that Emmanuel Clase is going to throw a first pitch strike. Like that prop bet only comes out if he's coming into the game. How would he know what nights he's going to pitch and what prop bets are going to be out there to even try to tell somebody, hey, make sure you take that bet? Like
right.
prop bets are on the fly.
Right. Ortiz you can because his scheduled starts coming up. But you're right. Clase is kind of like depends on where they are in the game. Weird.
Yeah, I feel like this, if this is all about prop bets, that's a challenging one because that is so situational for a guy like Clase. And Mike, you're totally right. When the Ohtani news break, the whole story came out. That news broke and the whole story came out right behind it within 24 hours. Here we are. Luis Ortiz has been out for 6 weeks. We still don't know jack.
No. Let me call my imaginary friend from TV land, Gil Grissom, and the CSI crew. We'll get to the bottom of this. Yeah. At this point, you hit the nail on the head on Thursday, Harrison, when you're like, if they're not making any money, like what's the big deal? They threw a ball.
Right. That happens.
Right. It happens. Now, I mean, I get you're still playing with the integrity of the game. Like I understand that fully, but in the grand scheme of things, pitchers throw balls all the time. Right. And these gambling companies, like you said, are just mad because they lost a ton of money on those.
Well, and where's that third-party watchdog calling up that umpire from the other night that missed that fastball down the middle to complain that should have been a strike? I mean, where does this end?
Yeah, but there probably wasn't a lot of money on that particular pitch, so they didn't care.
Yeah, and
right?
that's the thing. Like you're picking and choosing your battles based on which line was the biggest and how it got moved. But
This is,
I can't imagine there's that much money on the line for a prop bet about a first pitch strike from Luis Ortiz in June
I mean, unless there is a slew
of
of
degenerates.
people, right? And I mean, they're all connected. This whole group is connected, and they all place those prop bets all at once, and maybe that's why it got flagged. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just speculating here. No
yeah,
idea. That's the only thing I can think of that would be like, you have a group of 100 people ready to hit place as soon as that prop bet comes out.
yeah. If you got a huge wave of bets that came in for a ball to be thrown, and then you threw a ball, like an abnormally large wave of bets that came in,
Right.
you could say, okay, that seems weird.
Yeah.
But if the same typical money's on a bet and he throws a ball, I mean, good luck. Unless you can
Yeah.
find the WhatsApp that he's in with all his buddies going, hey, the I'm gonna screw over the gambling houses tonight.
Yeah.
Make sure you give me my 10%. But I
Mm.
can't imagine Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz have the time to sit there and frig with this. Like
Yeah.
when are you sitting there worrying about, which betting line your buddy's gonna put money on? I struggle. They're there's a slew of degenerates. We call them Philly fans.
Fair enough.
Oh God. But there has to be some huge amount of activity or amount of profit being pulled here
Yeah.
for this to have hit the radar like it has.
Agree. But Captain, this is a great point. If you're willing to take the bet as a company on something so easy to fix, that's their problem, if you ask me. I mean, I don't think you're wrong there.
No.
Take it completely out. If you know you have a chance of losing big money, why are you putting it out there to begin with?
And not only that, but that's a situation where, the pitch can slip, the umpire can blow it. I mean, we've seen pitches down the middle called a ball. We've seen pitches 8 inches off the plate called a strike.
Right.
We've seen guys, just absolutely lose a pitch. We've seen guys throw a 45-foot fastball because they overgripped it. We've seen splitters that have, barely made it to home plate. I mean, there was a pitch a couple nights ago that went up over the batter's head to the backstop. Just the ball slipped out of his hand. I mean, there's a lot of risk in taking bets like that could be so they can be impacted by so many things, and it's just a quick momentary bet. You're
Yeah.
betting the whole thing on one action.
Yep. Yeah, and Mike, 1,000% agree with this. There better be some huge evidence, or MLB loses all credibility. And that's what I said. If this comes back and these two guys are clean, what the heck happens?
Yeah,
Like, I really don't know.
There's no walking that back. You can't do it. Javi Baez swings and everything. Yeah, I mean, facts. Guys could even try to throw a ball and still throw a strike with Javi Baez.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm with you, Mike, and I said it on Thursday night. Like, there better be a big bag of cash somewhere, a burner phone. There needs to be some kind of high level of bad activity, or this is going to make MLB look all kinds of bad and make it look like they're letting Vegas push them around.
Yeah, it's a mess, and I feel bad for the Guardians as an organization. I can't say that I feel bad for these guys because I just don't know. So I'm not even going to touch that. But I mean, it's not fair to their teammates, right? If they are apparently guilty, it sucks, and it sucks for the game. It sucks for them. One of the premier closers in the game could have shook up the deadline even more, which is crazy.
His team was preparing to trade him and bring in a big haul of prospects.
Yep. And again, I think that's another reason why teams didn't end up, getting Stephen Kwan out of there. I think they just looked at the Guardians as a whole and was like, we're not taking our chances and going near that.
How deep does this go?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Stephen Kwan's in there. That seems to be focusing on the pitchers here, but still, like, the organization as a whole is like, hey, like, maybe the Guardians weren't even on the phone because they were on the phone with the league and lawyers and all of this stuff. So maybe they didn't even have time to answer trade calls back. I don't know. Again, just speculating, but what an absolute mess. It's terrible.
It's a disaster. And Again, if this isn't some huge betting scandal, then MLB is going to it's going to be a world of hurt for MLB.
Which I feel at this point, it has to be. They have to have something to hold these guys out for as long as they have, right?
Yeah, if you've taken it this far, I mean, you've Luis Ortiz has been out for like 6 weeks. Clase has been out for a week. You've really screwed the Guardians at the trade deadline and being able to move Clase for prospects. You've altered the AL Central, completely altered the picture there. I mean, this has got to be big.
Yeah,
I'm just shocked that it's been so quiet. Like, this stuff always leaks, and it hasn't.
No, which tells me that it's either really, really big,
Yeah,
or they're grasping at straws.
yeah, or they're still trying to find something.
Right, or they literally have nothing. It's one of those two. It's not like, oh yeah, we definitely knew he was doing it. Now we're just trying to track it down, because that would have come out. So they either got a whole bunch of everything, or they got a whole bunch of nothing. There's no in between right now.
Yeah, no, you can't. It's got to be Major League 4 bet the farm. Go back to Cleveland for this one with Rick Wild thing.
Yep.
But
crazy.
Yeah, this is wild. I've never seen anything like this. And again, we've said it over and over again. This is what you get when you invite the betting houses in and they become your buddies.
Captain, this is, I don't think you understand how amazing of a point this is, because if they come back clean here, Players Union is going to have a field day with this lockout.
Oh, man.
Because they are going to be like, look how you just treated our players. Nothing happened. Look how you just treated our players. You better give them what they want. Like, this gives the Players Union more leverage. Like, that's an incredible point there. So
yeah, I mean, and the lawsuits that would fly, like the damage done to reputations. I mean, this would be ugly for a while.
Yeah.
But the fact that the Players Union is not screaming already, where they should have been screaming by now, tells me they must know, and they're just laying low and letting it play out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because otherwise, there's no way Tony Clark would not be at a podium every day, reminding everybody that he's got players that aren't allowed to play. Yeah, and John, this drives me crazy. You know, the MLB pulls the whole holier than thou about gambling, and then literally they're running live lines on every telecast now. It's like you can't say that you don't want it near the game and then invite it to be part of the game.
Yeah,
you got to pick one.
Yep, with you.
Nothing Burger in Cleveland, brought to you by the makers of the Ghost Runner.
Yeah.
This is wild. This had better be big.
Yep, agree. All right,
and I think the question becomes, when the hell do we find out?
Yeah.
How long does this go on for before we actually know?
Yeah, no idea.
It's crazy.
All right, let's get into the baseball aspect this weekend. 5 walk-off wins Friday night. Crazy night of baseball. Guardians walk off, the Rockies walk off, and a crazy one. We'll come back to that one in a minute. J.P. Crawford walks it off for the Mariners, Roman Anthony for the Sox, and Agustin Ramirez for the Marlins, who we'll get back to them also in a minute. I don't think I remember a night seeing 5 walk-off victories. Like, I actually watched the full 45-minute recap of the games Saturday morning again after watching the games Friday night, and I was like, this was nuts. This was crazy.
And it was also like the variety of walk-offs. Like, you had a dribbler, you had a double, you had a home, like you had everything. You had a whole mixed bag of things.
Yep.
It was the weirdest batch of walk-offs.
Yeah, you had only 2 home runs, a walk-off single, 2. Well, Anthony's was a walk-off single, but that was to the wall. But and then Manzardo's was the trickler.
Yeah, so, right.
Like, just
and
crazy.
Then Miami walked off on the Yankees with the dribbler that went about 4 feet that Xavier Edwards scored on the next night.
Yeah, that whole Marlins game. Again, we'll get to that in a little bit, but I just thought it was crazy. 5 walk-offs wins Friday night. I can't remember the last time I've seen that many walk-offs in the same night.
No, definitely not the same night. And what's cool is you've got, Agustin Ramirez, a rookie he's a wrecking crew in Miami. Roman Anthony, another rookie. These are Yeah, you got some veterans in Crawford and Doyle and Manzardo to a certain extent, who's been around for a little while. But to see a couple of, very green rookies with walk-off hits was pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty awesome. All right, so here's the Rockies win 17-16 Friday night. Brenton Doyle hits the walk-off homer, like we just said, bottom of the ninth to cap off the wildest game of the year. Rockies trailed 9-0 after the first inning. I think they said they were the first team to come back from 9+ runs since saying it was 2006, which honestly still shocks me it wasn't before that.
I'm just going to say that still seems crazy that it's ever even happened before.
Right. But I mean, O'Neal Cruz with an absolute rocket grand slam, but I just balls flying all over the place, man. 33 runs in that game. Absolutely insane.
I mean, that feels like such a Coors Field game. But I just, we were laughing about the fact that, when McMahon got traded, there were people saying that maybe he was kind of like checked out and mailing it in, and we laughed. Everybody was. But this Rockies team for the last, 6 weeks I'm not sure if they just don't want to be the worst ever, or if they're hearing what people are saying and they're like, we don't want to be that team. But they scratch and claw and fight. It is literally, it's a no-name lineup. And although we were joking about guys being checked out, like this team is not. They are grinding constantly, and they've actually won a lot of games lately coming from behind.
Yeah.
And because they just don't quit. And although it's a no-name lineup and they're kind of a joke, they give you everything they got every night.
Yeah. Yeah, they're scrappy. And they do have some good players on that team. You just don't hear about them because they're in that NL West gauntlet. But so it could have been the Yankees that came back from 9. That sounds about right.
It wouldn't shock me at all.
Yeah, I don't know exactly which team it was, but yeah, just absolute crazy game there. 17-16. Man, wild. Jose Ramirez, 17th player to 275 and 275. This guy's crazy. Do you think he's the best Guardians / Indians player of all time? Or where would you put him on the all-time Indians / Guardians list?
Boy.
He's got to be up there. I'm saying at least top 3.
Oh, yeah. I mean, is he the best ever? I mean, I still think you've got some guys ahead of him. Like Tommy jumps right out to me as maybe one of the best ever.
Bob Feller
obviously jumps out. You had a ton of great players that stopped by for a while. That would get some consideration. Omar Vizquel obviously would be on that list towards the top. Probably not ahead of Ramirez, but I mean, he's definitely on the Mount Rushmore of Guardians / Indians players for what he's done, but also what he means to that community, what he means to that organization. I mean, he's kind of been the spark that they've rebuilt this whole team around. And I think that makes him just as valuable as what he does in the field.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, he's top 3. I don't know. I can't put him ahead of Feller. There's a couple other guys I'm blanking right now, but I mean, I think he will be the best Indians player ever when his career's done. Like, he's finishing his career there. He will be number 1 once his career is over, because he's going to get to 300. He could even get to 350. Guy's got a lot of bombs in him. He stays relatively healthy, knock on wood. So he's going to be there. I think he's got the most strikeouts in team history. Oh, most KOs, knockouts.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And his entire career is there. I think he will be there.
Well, I was going to say, he's only 32. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Ramirez, Tomey, Bell, Lofton. Yeah. Ramirez, Tomey, Bell, and Lofton. I would put him ahead of. I might put him ahead of all those guys. Right? Because I mean, he's been there his entire career. I think that helps him a lot in that status. To do it with one team. Like, those players are great. Don't get me wrong. Absolute great. I mean, 2, 3, should be 4 Hall of Famers sitting there. But Jose Ramirez, I think, is a Hall of Famer when he's done. And to get 275 with one franchise, he's going to get 350, might even push 400 once all said and done.
Yeah, I mean, you'll get another 5 or 6 good years out of him. I mean, he could 350 seems like a lock. I mean, the hard part for him is as he ages, the stolen bases are going to get harder.
Yeah.
But I mean, Tomey spent 13 of his 22 years in Cleveland, and he hit 337 home runs there. So, I mean,
he's going to pass Tomey.
I mean, there's a good chance that he at least catches, if not passes, Tomey comfortably. So it's, yeah, I mean, you could make an argument that at least in the modern era, he might be number one all time.
Nap Lajoie, that's a great one, Eric.
Yeah.
Completely spaced on him. But yeah, there's still a couple guys ahead of him, but I think he's top 3 for me right now. Like I said, I would take Nap, I would take Bob Feller, and then probably Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, and I think guys like Manny and Tomey, I think they may be ahead of him now, but they might not be. Although Manny's probably hard because he wasn't there that long.
Yeah.
But Tomey for sure. I think Tomey's one of those guys that he will likely pass.
Yeah.
Who's sitting ahead of him now.
Yeah. Ramirez is the equivalent to Edgar for the Mariners. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's a great comparison for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Manny was there 8 seasons at 236 home runs, hit 313. He's already got Manny.
Yeah, absolutely. What's up, Musicum? Welcome. All right, back to the Miami Marlins here. Complete the first sweep of the Yankees ever in their franchise history. The 3 acquisitions the Yankees made all gave up leads in their Yankee debut in the same game, mind you. It was a rough outing for those guys.
Well, and don't forget that their positional acquisition, Caballero, made the error in right field that killed them.
That was bad.
That was brutal. That was, I mean, then he did the whole like glove swap out thing. Like there's a problem with it. It was like, dude, you just whiffed. Like you just misplayed it.
Yeah. Yeah. 8 in a row for the Marlins. Listen, we've talked about them. Like they've got some talent on that team too. They're young. They have nothing to lose, and it's dangerous when you're playing a young team with nothing to lose.
Yeah, Marlins they're back to 500. They've won 5 in a row. They just embarrassed the Yankees. This is a team that they're one of the teams we talk about every year that they're just going to go screw up team seasons. Like that's all they're going to do. They're just going to screw up people's seasons.
Yeah. Yeah, the New Jerseys didn't bring them much luck. Yeah. I mean, we kind of said it on the deadline show was Bednar's going to get a rude awakening coming to the AL East. It's a different animal. And there's 3 teams, I think, in the league that when you put their uniforms on, it's a whole different level. If you put pinstripes on, you put a Red Sox jersey on, you put a Dodgers jersey on, it's a whole nother level of expectation than other teams in the leagues. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's different. It's different when you put those 3 jerseys on. Maybe even a Cubs jersey too, just because of the historical franchises, the impact that they've had on the game. Like it's different when you put those jerseys on for sure.
I mean, it's different when you put those jerseys on. It's different when you walk into those ballparks. It's different when it's just the aura, the history, the rabid fan bases. Like, it's one thing, not to pick on the Brewers, but like you go check out the Milwaukee Brewers and you're like, oh, cool. Here's a Major League Baseball team. Mm-hmm. But then like you go to Fenway Park and you go, holy crap, like real history's happened here.
Yeah.
Like it's different.
Mets is different too, but the other end of the spectrum.
Fair. Yeah.
That's fair. But yeah, I mean, Marlins are exciting to watch. I found myself watching them like at the beginning of the season too, because they were playing better than what we thought, like right off the bat. And we're like, man, like who are these guys? First of all, the only household name you knew was Sandy Alcantara and maybe Kyle Stowers because he was the big prospect moved in the Orioles trade. Well, but that was really it. Those are the only 2 guys you knew of.
Oh yeah. And then the thing with the Marlins is you got guys like this Marcy kid who just came up and his parents are in the stands like bawling their eyes out every time he gets up to the plate. But the kid is just roping everything they throw.
Yeah.
And you got that cool story. Then you've got Agustin Ramirez, who's a one-man wrecking crew, and these guys that just keep showing up. And Stowers is absolutely a monster, and the Marlins look brilliant for trading for him because he hit another home run tonight. And
Yeah.
he just everything he hits is loud and it's hit hard.
Yeah.
Like the building blocks there. Xavier Edwards scores from third on a ball that went 4 feet in front of home plate. And there wasn't even a tag. He was already in.
Yeah.
Like the building blocks, like we said with the Athletics, the building blocks for the Marlins are there.
Yeah.
It's going to take some time to develop the rest of them. And then if you could just add a veteran or two around them, this is a team that could be competing for the wild card sooner than we probably think.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. One more year of growth, I think they could compete for sure.
I mean, they can run, they can catch, they can hit. I mean, they've got a little bit of everything going on, and
Yep.
more young talent behind them waiting to come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
it's the hire. We kind of joked with the hiring of McCullough at the beginning of the season because a guy that had no real managerial experience, had been a third base coach for the Dodgers and been a third base coach for a long time. But the players love him, and he's like a high energy, rah dude. Very smart baseball guy, but they have responded to everything he's asked of them, everything they've done. They play their butts off every night.
yeah.
Um, and it's I think it goes back to McCullough, who is he's a high energy, likable guy, and these guys will do whatever he asks.
Yeah. Oh, we got a Marlins fan in the
All
chat.
right, welcome,
Welcome,
Jose.
Jose. That's awesome. Yeah. Need a third base with defense and power.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. That's what the off season for.
So do the Yankees.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I mean, it's weird because I mean, was it 23 that they made the playoffs? It was 20,
Yes,
23, right?
that was a season that Sandy won the Cy Young, right?
Yeah. And we're just like, wait, where did these guys come from?
Yeah.
Like they just kind of snuck in the back door and they're like, hey, playoffs, we're here.
But that was like the Marlins in 97 and 03. Like
Yeah,
they just occasionally decide to show up.
Yep. But I'm with you. They're young and they have some veterans in there that were like outcasts of other teams. Like other teams were just like, we're just gonna send him down to the minors. Do you want him? And they're like, yeah, sure, we'll take him. And they're playing well for him. So they're close. And keeping Sandy, I don't know what's gonna happen there, but not trading him at the deadline. We'll see the status of that going forward. They held on to Edward Cabrera, so I don't know what's going to happen there either. But Jeter was holding him back, John B says.
I mean,
yeah,
I mean,
sure.
Jeter was Jeter was probably trying to go too fast and bring in veterans for the young players ready. That's one thing you could say about Jeter. He ultimately quit over Castellanos. He wanted to bring him in and bring in that veteran bat. Which if you did that now would make a lot of sense. If you did that a few years ago, probably wouldn't have made as much sense. But there's something to be said for whatever they got going on down there right now. The young guys are responding. McCullough seems to be kind of in his element. The pieces are there. This team could be fun. And then on the other side, you've got McCullough who's high-fiving with his guys and laughing and joking in the dugout. On the other side, you got Aaron Boone tearing the face of his first base coach off when Jazz Chisholm gets thrown out. And that's after he took Jazz down the tunnel and chewed his ass out too. You've got Boone who's like full on, I think honestly panicked because he sees this season slipping away and that's at some point he's going to get fired.
No, he's not, Harrison. Come on now. He's not getting fired.
No, but at some point here, the Yankees have to say enough is enough.
I agree.
I think you're seeing Aaron Boone really start to feel the heat. And, he took Jazz down the tunnel and chewed him out real good. He tore his first base coach's face right off in the middle of the dugout. I think Boone is trying to prove a point that, like, we are not going to do this anymore. And John Boy, they are Yankee ball washers pretty much always. They even came out and said Aaron Boone's public comments on the guys don't mean anything anymore.
No.
He's got to stop blowing sunshine about all these guys and just start holding guys accountable. If a guy sucks, say it. Sit him. Stop trying to spin these pretty stories about how he tried real hard and it was real close and he looked real good. And, even John Boy's like, stop feeding us this crap. Hold these guys accountable. They either did or they didn't. It doesn't matter if he tried really hard and meant it. We don't care. As Yankees fans, we don't care.
Yeah.
We want to
Well,
see you hold these guys accountable to play better, and they don't.
well, but then they interviewed Aaron Boone, and it was different because they asked him about the Jazz Chisholm situation, and he said, "Well, Jazz was just trying to put pressure on the infield. He didn't want to get swapped out for the hitter because Jazz
Yeah,
was the better runner,
because the double play
but
is a better option.
right, but we did talk about him going too far off the base, being too aggressive, but." Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, it's bad over there, and I don't know how they right this ship at this point.
Yeah, well,
I don't.
and Mike, that's the one thing Aaron Boone doesn't do. That's you go down the tunnel, you give Jazz a very nice chewing out, and then you say, grab your stuff and get in the clubhouse. I don't want to see you till the game's over. And you've got to start to handle some of this stuff. These guys, I mean, who's in charge in New York? I don't know.
Couldn't tell you.
I don't know.
Couldn't tell you. All right, I'm sure we'll get back to the Yankees here in a little bit. I have another slide here eventually. So the Red Sox overtake the Yankees. Are we believing in the Red Sox, or is this a product of the Yankees' play, or yes?
I think it's a combination of both. I think the Red Sox are playing well. They came out of the gates after the All-Star break, 2-4,
Yeah.
kind of got a wake up call. And then they beat the teams they're supposed to beat, and they absolutely manhandled Houston. Although Houston's in a huge funk right now. Lost 8 of their last 10. Their pitch, I mean, Framber Valdez looked terrible today. Just lost. I mean, he had the balk, he had the botched bunt, he had the fake bunt that he almost threw in the hip of was it Romy Gonzalez that put the fake bunt down?
Mm-hmm.
Valdez looked a mess today, which is not typical of him. I think the Red Sox have played well. They're scoring a bunch of runs, which helps.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit of both. I think, are the Red Sox playing better? Yes. Can the Red Sox keep it up? That's what we don't know. They go 2-4, then they go, 4-2, and you're like, oh, they're going to be good again. Then they'll go in and have another weird week where they fall apart. But I do think that the Red Sox that team is definitely looser without Devers.
Yep.
They
Mike
are,
just mess with you.
There's more energy. It's much more positive environment. So I think that's helped. I mean, you've seen, Devers hit an absolute bomb today in San Francisco, but that team is just they're like zombies right now in San Fran. The Red Sox had that same sense, and they've put that away, and the Yankees are a mess. So I think the timing is good. Do they hold these positions? I just don't know how the Yankees stay where they are given the talent they have, but the Yankees are also like the third worst team in baseball for the last 2 months. So they're reaching a point now where they've been bad enough for long enough that you're like, well, geez, is this who they really are?
Yeah, and John, this is a fair question. I know we've been hard on Alex Cora, right? We really have. We've been very critical of him. And maybe it was Devers. I mean, that had to have been a big part of it. And we knew that. But we also were questioning Cora's decision making on the field. But you get Devers out of there and you can see it. You turn on a Red Sox game and they're all smiling. They're all having fun. They're like, the attitude on the bench has changed. Whether that's Cora, whether that's Jarren Duran, whether that's Alex Bregman being the quiet leader he is, whether it's Garrett Crochet, all those guys, I don't know. I don't know if I can give Cora all the credit, but I have to give him some.
Yeah, I think
I do.
I look at 3 things. 1, Bregman's return. I mean, he was with the team, but it's different when you're in the dugout versus on the field. I think Bregman's return's been huge. 2,
Massive.
I think bringing up Meyer and Anthony has injected some new life into this team. And also Anthony filled a hole they had, which is certainly helpful. But I think bringing the young guys up, the promised ones I think that helps. You brought some new energy in. And 3, I think you're seeing Alex Cora do a little bit less. At times, it felt like he was trying to overmanage the game. And I feel like he's doing a little bit less and just letting the guys play. He's leaving pitchers in a little bit longer. He's not making as many moves in the bullpen. He's not getting so many guys up and sitting them down. He seems like he's doing a little bit less. And he's leaving the lineup the hell alone for the most part. Guys have settled in. Just write it up and put it out there. So I do think there's a combination of things. I think, is Alex Cora the reason they're winning? No, but I think he's finally settled into a spot where he's just letting these guys play. And that makes a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and the young kids, even with the injury to Marcelo Mayer, the young kids are coming up and making an impact for sure. It's incredible. Love it.
And like Captain said, addition by subtraction is a real thing. Getting Devers out of there, I think, cleared the path for these guys to just be able to take a deep breath and relax. Made more room for the young guys. It's a whole different team. And Jaron Duran continues to be a more and more kind of vocal centerpiece of it, which I think is good for them.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm a little sidetracked. I'm talking with a possible guest here.
Oh. So no, I'm not willing to give Cora all the credit, but I do think that Cora gets some of the credit, if nothing else, for just letting these guys play.
Yeah.
That was my biggest complaint, was that he was making all these moves that made no sense. I think he was trying to overmanage. And maybe that was in reaction to the roster he had, the players he had, the personalities he's managing. I don't know. But at the end of the day, like, you're paid to be the manager. You're supposed to tell guys, yes, you play today. No, you don't. That's what you're there for.
I mean, he was in a tough spot. Like, I'll give him that. He really was, right? I mean, you had a guy that you thought that was going to be okay, bringing Bregman in to help this team win with Rafael Devers, and then it just completely turned on its head and backfired. And so that puts the manager in a tough spot right away. And you're not going to not put Rafael Devers back in the lineup, right? You can't sit him on the bench. You can't. So no, Captain, I'm still working on that one.
That's everybody immediately goes to Jamie Moyer.
Yeah.
Everybody goes to Jamie Moyer. On-air production meeting. Love those.
Sorry, John. It's actually, I think it's a pretty cool one because he was on one of the trivia slides on Thursday. So that's who, hopefully, and he said he'd be cool to come on.
Yeah.
So.
Now he's suddenly following us and checking our stuff out. So it's pretty cool. Anyways. Yeah. So I think, yes, I think Cora started the season in a tough spot. I think he made it worse for himself by not dealing with it.
Yeah.
That's when you need to sit Devers down yourself and maybe sit Devers down with Bregman. Like, guys, let's air this out. What the hell's the problem?
Right.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
But I think that there's, to a certain extent, I think Cora kind of sat back and allowed himself to be a passenger there, and that probably wasn't good. And then they solved the problem for him and shipped Devers out, and now all of a sudden that problem's gone.
Yeah.
And now he's killing San Francisco, so that's great.
Yeah. I agree.
We're gonna keep trying, John. We are going to keep trying to get Moyer here.
Listen, I have some people working on it, so we're trying like heck. But all right, staying with this Red Sox series, apparently the Astros hate pitch tipping. I was talking to John Carter a little bit about this earlier. You don't want teams to relay your signs. Stop tipping the pitches. Is this the pot calling the kettle? I mean, what? I mean,
yeah. So trash cans are cool, but pitch tipping isn't. You guys, pick a lane. I mean, this is like I said before the show. Like, tipping pitches is your fault, Neris. Like, if you're tipping pitches, that's on you. That's not on the guy at second base. If you're gonna hang your hand out there and show your grip, that's a you problem.
I threw a splitter in high school, and do you know what grip I started with every single time I was on the mound?
Splitter.
A splitter. And if I had a guy on second base, you know what I did with my glove? I turned it so he couldn't see my grip. These guys are pros. They know that. If you're at second base, I can look right into the pitcher's glove if you're not hiding it like you're supposed to.
Yeah, I mean, I threw a circle change. Same thing. That was the grip I went into the glove with. And because it's easy to move your fingers off to a fastball or curveball grip from right there. But what I would still do, I'd keep the glove close to my chest. And I'd still grind my hand in there like I'm trying to do something crazy, even though I wasn't changing the grip. And then I didn't want guys to realize that, like, because I didn't move my hand, it meant changeup.
Right.
Like, I mean, I was a 17, 18-year-old kid, and I was smart enough to realize that's how you handled that. We shouldn't have to tell Neris that. he's been doing this long enough.
Oh yeah, I would dig my hands around like I was trying to get to my splitter and blow a 66-mile-an-hour fastball right by him. You know, like
The heater, the little rainbow heater that Nick threw.
oh yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy. But
Although when it was 14 degrees on opening day, that thing was effective. Nick's mixed with his 98 degrees and Nickelback on
dude,
the
you
soundtrack.
you found my old CD,
Oh my
Captain.
god.
You
It
found my
was
old CD.
NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, 98 degrees, LFO.
Oh, for
He
sure.
loves that stuff.
O-Town.
Oh
O-Town?
jeez.
Yeah, bring it. Let's go.
O-Town, No Direction, whatever they were called.
Yeah. I mean, but John, yeah, it cracked me up too. The out
It's so dumb.
like I didn't have any problems with the Yankees doing it too.
No, if
Like they're not using technology. Literally, the guy on first was going like this, and then the guy on second did that to relay it to the hitter. Like if you're coordinated enough to do that because you're tipping pitches, it's
they didn't give Nick a speeding ticket just out of pure sympathy.
yeah, and it's not on the highway, John. It's 70 here.
Yeah, true. In Maine it's 70, so
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just like, I mean, even kids realize that you have to mix up. And pitch tipping can be anything. It can be the angle you hold your glove, the height you hold your glove, the way your hand goes in, the angle your hand goes in, how much movement your hand has. Like, these are major league hitters. If they see a consistent pattern, they're gonna figure it out. And I'm with John on this. Like, the outrage of this is hilarious. Like, tipping pitches is your fault as a pitcher. And the fact the other guys picked it up just shows how bad it was. You should actually thank them for telling you so you can watch the video and stop doing it. Because otherwise you may keep doing it. Because there are many pitchers that have gone on to tip pitches for long stretches and have struggled. You know, there's a belief that one of our trivia questions from last week that Jose Lima, after his 20-win season, he was tipping his changeup. And the people felt like he did that for years because of the angle he held his glove. Like, he held it more at his belt buckle with his hand coming in from the top. Like, would have been good for him to know that, so he could have stopped doing it. But that's something that can haunt you for a long time, and it can come back. Yeah, John, exactly. Eduardo Perez told Randy Johnson after their careers why he owned him. The unit was tipping his slider. Like, there are guys that pick things up. They pick up how you move your glove, how you hold your glove, how your hand goes in, the number of times you wiggle your hand. Like, there's so many things. So many things. And tipping pitches is something that goes viral through the lineup. And now all of a sudden everybody knows what's coming. And then it can just pile up on you fast. But this was not sign stealing. They're using PitchCom. You know, you're not going to steal any signs from the catcher because he's not giving any. You know, they took sign stealing basically out of the game with PitchCom. But pitch tipping, that's your fault, buddy. Figure it out. Yeah. You're a big boy. You know better.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then the fact that he had the nuts to say something walking off the field, which sparked the bench clear. It's like,
so
okay,
dumb.
dude.
So like, dumb.
And I talked to you about this earlier, Harrison. Kenley Jansen balks on purpose every time he's on there to just get the runner to third. He's like, I don't want anybody on second. Just it like he literally like starts his motion, stops, throws the ball down, like spikes it off the rubber, like does whatever he can to like balk on purpose.
Just intentionally balks guys over. He does not like the guy out of the corner of his eye. So he sends him to third. Now you better get the guy at the plate out so the run doesn't come in to score. But if that's what works for you, do your thing. But just the way that Neris handled it was kind of a joke because that's entirely his fault. And yeah, and the irony of the Houston Astros being mad at somebody, you know, doing something against them after the trash can incident is also hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Neris should be mad at himself.
Yep. All right, Jonathan Aranda out with a fractured left wrist. What does this mean for the Rays? I know we talked about this a little bit last week. We weren't really sure what direction the Rays were heading, even with a pretty competitive team. Or like, what is this team doing? Like you mentioned, they were talking about hosting playoff games last week. Then they didn't do anything at the deadline.
No, they traded guys away.
Yeah, I mean, so
what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, so what are you thinking the Rays are doing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, literally the Rays are planning out where they're going to play playoff games a few weeks ago. Then all of a sudden they start dumping key players and bringing in kind of lesser known players. Now they got injuries. I think losing Aranda's been their best hitter, most consistent hitter all year. This hurts. This hurts a lot. I didn't see the timetable from coming back, but a fractured left wrist is going to be a little while.
Thanks. You like my
Yeah.
Photoshop, Captain? Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Nick's getting really good at these photos.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, this hurts, and I think the Rays are, they're going to feel this, but I don't think the Rays think they're
Not
in
as much as
contention anymore.
Aranda is.
I mean, fair. That is true. He's the one with the pain. But I don't think the Rays are convinced they're a contender anymore. So I don't know if it even matters. I honestly, I don't know what the hell Tampa's doing. They were in it. Now then they thought they weren't. And I don't know.
I mean, maybe they're looking at the teams ahead of them and they're just like, we don't really realistically have a shot. Like, I don't know. But the Rays always play steady baseball. When you think they're out, they're there. They're probably, honestly, like, as crazy as this might seem, might be the most consistent team in baseball. You always know where the Rays are at all times, just because they're just flatline. They never get too high. They never get too low. They're just boom. They'll come in and beat the pants off you. They'll beat you in close games. They'll lose some, but they're consistent for the most part. This was just kind of shocking because they were there. They're within striking distance. They're like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, they were right there. And then all of a sudden they were kind of like, well, maybe we're not. But at the same time, you might be right. It might be a situation where they're looking at it going, could we make a run this year? Yeah, but we could also just go pick up some more prospects and keep reloading for next year and the year after. And we'd rather just do that. I mean, and the other part of it too is that like Sternberg's out. He's selling the team. He's kind of like, whatever. Of course, there's no roof, so they can't hide.
That's incredible, John.
Although honestly, that ballpark would be better with no roof, so you get rid of all the damn catwalks. But yeah, the Devil Rays, as I'm seeing the old uniform, the Rays confuse me because I don't know what they're doing, but I feel like the Rays are constantly building for the future, but like never the right now. Like, when are you going to just like go in on the right now? And maybe that was the window that already closed. Maybe the last couple of years was them going for the right now, and they weren't able to capitalize on it. So they're back into planning for the future. But it's been a weird season for the Rays. It's been as consistent as they have been. This has been one of those really up and down roller coaster years for them that I thought was turning in the right direction, and I think they kind of gave up on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Captain, they have been their entire existence, really. Like,
annoying.
It is. And you're like, oh, the Rays should not be good this year. And then they bring up 5 aces from the minor leagues and they just blow everybody away. And you're like, where are they getting these guys?
They just like 3D print these guys in the minor leagues and ship them up. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Year after year, some other stud arm emerges.
It's crazy. But...
And they've always got more coming.
Yeah. All right. Adam Jones to join the Orioles Hall of Fame. I actually think he did this weekend. Very well deserved. Loved Adam Jones. Loved watching him play. Got to see him a lot being in the AL East.
Is that WBC catch the best one ever, or best of his career?
It has to be. That catch was crazy. Against your boy Manny Machado.
Oh, dude! Please don't call him my boy. Anything but that.
Yeah. Yeah. I love everything about Adam Jones, and
he's a legend. I mean, he was such a great ball player. He was so good for that community, that organization. I mean, even opposing teams liked him when he came to town. I mean, other than Fenway, where he was convinced he was being called a bunch of racial slurs.
Which he probably was.
He might have. I mean, I don't know. But Fenway was a different place, 15, 20 years ago when he was early in his career. But yeah, I mean, I just, got a true legend of the game that was well-liked across baseball.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
AJ was one of the worst trades ever by the Mariners. Yes.
Well, you got Jason Varitek. You got Ketel Marte. Pick one, John. Pick one.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of bad trades, but
I mean, you did fleece Jay Buhner from the Yankees, so
that is true.
Yeah.
That worked out okay for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
To the tune of 40 home runs a year for a bunch of those years.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Harrison. Trade deadline follow-up. So after this first weekend since the deadline and the first look at these new teams, who looks like they're ready for a playoff push and who doesn't?
I'm going to break this into 3 categories. I think the teams that are definitely ready for a playoff push, the Mariners and the Phillies. I think the team still trying to figure out who the hell they are is the Padres.
Yeah.
They made so many changes that they're just trying to figure out where everybody fits right now. And they've had to make a bunch of roster moves to make room for guys. And I think they're going to be fine, but there's going to be a bit of a settling in period because there's a lot of new faces. Like those guys are in the clubhouse wearing name tags right now because they don't all know each other.
It's like the Twins locker room.
Yeah, well, yeah, the Twins locker room, they called up 8 minor leaguers to just fill out the roster. But so I think Mariners and Phillies definitely look ready to rock. Padres, I think, are in transition, but they'll get there. They just got a lot of changes to sort through. And the Yankees were a hot mess, a dumpster fire this weekend. Everybody they brought over screwed up. I mean, you got Boone yelling at coaches, Boone yelling at Jazz Chisholm, guys making mental mistakes. The Yankees look completely lost right now.
Yeah, I'm with you. The Phillies entrance with Duran was electric.
The Durantula, you like that?
Durantula, yeah, it's pretty awesome. But like the Philly fans welcomed him like appropriately. Like it was a cool entrance.
Did you see did you see the stats on the entrance?
No.
It took 140 seconds for him to come into the game. Took him 90 seconds to end the inning.
That's funny. Yeah, 8 pitches. He was done, right?
Oh yeah, it was 140 seconds for him to come onto the field to the mound, and it took him 90 seconds to end the inning.
That's hilarious.
But I mean, there are very few entrances in baseball better than his. His is the fire on the scoreboard, the music.
Yeah.
I mean, it is freaking electric. The lights flashing.
Yeah.
Like I just once in my life, I want to enter anything like that. Like I might find a way to like put dimmer switches on my lights in my office so I can just walk into that.
I'm going to introduce you onto the next podcast, and I better see the lights flicker in.
Yeah, how freaking cool is that entrance though, man? Like,
yeah.
I mean, the average person would be peeing their pants before they hit the warning track because it'd be so exciting.
Yeah. But I'm with you. The Padres are going to be there. They're going to be all right. They're going to figure it out. Having Mason Miller and Robert Suarez round out that bullpen in the 8th and the 9th is like not fair, really. 2 guys that throw over 100. Yeah. The Yankees are in trouble. The Yankees are in big trouble because I don't know if they can turn it around. I really don't.
We got you capping.
Yeah, bring it back. Tony, you think the Dodgers still have what it takes? Like, I'm not counting them out. Believe me, they have a ton of talent. There just seems to be something missing there. I can't put my thumb on it. I'm not counting them out because they are the Dodgers. They have immense talent, 1 through 9 in the rotation, in the bullpen. Like, they can get there. They can win it. I just think the NL is such a gauntlet to get through. It's going to be tough for all the teams. And teams just don't repeat anymore. We haven't had a repeat World Series winner since 2000. So I'm not counting them out, but I am at the same time. I just don't know. I think the Dodgers have a lot to figure out and to turn that ship around a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, I'm with you. I think the Mariners and Phillies look like they are ready for a playoff push. I'd even say the Red Sox are ready for a playoff push at this moment, the way they're playing.
I mean, if they play like this for the rest of the year, yeah. I mean, the schedule is hard, but they just absolutely embarrassed Houston.
Yeah, and they needed that series. Like that is a confidence builder for that team. Houston, we put in the top tier of the AL teams right now. So that's a big confidence.
And I think that sweep puts them back at 500 since the All-Star break, which, given the teams they've played, is a pretty good accomplishment.
Yep, I would take it for sure. Yeah, Yankees are in trouble. Padres will figure it out, and the Phillies, the Mariners will be there for sure. But
yeah. And Captain, I would be so sad for the Yankees to miss the playoffs. Like that would just be so crushing.
Yeah,
we'd have a sob party on the show for it, just so we can all talk about it. And John, I gotta say, I watched a big chunk of that Twins Guardians game. I had it kind of on in the background. And then I watched the recap of it just for the hell of it. That was fun. That Twins team is fun. I mean, taking extra bases. I mean, the bunts they kept putting bunts down. Like it was fun. Like this is a young team that's got friggin' nothing to lose.
Yeah,
and they're just gonna go play. But I enjoyed it. I mean, I think I think Twins fans are gonna get a chance to see a bunch of young guys just start to figure it out together.
It was cool for them to send over his entrance package though to the Phillies. That's a nice touch. That's cool. But also the interaction that Duran had with the manager there. Why am I blanking on his name? The Phillies manager.
Thompson?
Thank you. So Rob Thompson had Duran's number.
Oh.
So when Rob Thompson actually reached out to Duran and called him, and he's like, "Hey, what number do you wear?" And he's like, 59. He's like, "Well, do you know whose number that is?" And Duran's like, "No." He's like, "The manager's." And he goes, "Oh no." He's like, "Well, I can't take your number. Take your number." And Thompson actually gave it up for him. So pretty cool. But Thompson goes, "My wife was mad because now she has to go out and buy more merchandise."
A little revenue share boost around the league. There you go.
Yeah, so, but I mean, pretty cool. But yeah, I'm with you. I think it's Mariners, Phillies.
Not convincing. You know me so well, Captain.
Yeah. Mariners went 12 for 12 on stolen bases this last series versus the Rangers. Dang.
Was Heim catching in those games? Because he looks. I've not watched the Rangers in the last week or two, but I watched Heim get absolutely exposed one night, and he's got a great arm, but his arm, his pop time is great, but his arm swing to get ready is so long. It was taking him so long to get the ball out.
Yeah, but I mean, catching is or getting base runners in today's game is nearly impossible.
Way harder.
I mean,
I'd love to see like Pudge Rodriguez go out there right now, and I'd like to see how many he actually could get.
They're stealing them off the pitchers because the pitchers don't care how fast they are to home plate anymore. No, they're just rearing back and throwing 110.
There were at least 3 stolen bases I saw today where the runner was already halfway to second before the pitcher even released the ball.
Oh yeah,
like, there was no shot. He was gone, just gone.
Absolutely.
No, it was the guy with the Japanese name. Came over from the Padres last year.
Higashioka.
Yeah, thank you.
I got you.
Yeah, he's not a great defensive catcher, but
no, he's there for his offense.
Yep.
Captain, I think you're meaning Correa, right? Is Correa going to light a fire under Houston, or is Suarez going to do it for the M's?
I mean, Correa absolutely leaned back on one today and hit it a mile. I think Correa going home, I think, is a big thing for the Astros. Clearly didn't show this weekend because they got manhandled, but
yeah.
And I think Suarez, another homecoming. I think in both cases those are positives for the team. It's a matter of now who's going to take advantage of that and actually do something with it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it's the Mariners because Suarez adds exactly what they needed. Not saying Correa doesn't help the Astros because he does.
He does, for sure.
But I think with the year that Suarez is having, I think John said he's 2 for 16, but he's hit 5 to the wall. So he's about ready to go off. This is a Gino Suarez warm-up. I've watched him a lot being in Arizona the last year and a half, 2 years. When he goes 2 for 16 with 5 to the wall, you get ready for 6 for 6 with 6 bombs that travel over 475.
Yeah, he'll just miss them for 2 weeks, then he'll start to size them all up for 2 weeks.
And then he'll strike out for 2 weeks, and then he'll do that for 2 weeks, and then he'll hit bombs for 2 weeks.
Ultimately, this is exactly why the Mariners were okay letting him go, because they were tired of the roller coaster ride. Because when he's good, he's good. When he's bad, he's bad. Yeah. But, I mean, when he's good, though, there's few guys that can carry a team.
He's won Player of the Week 4 times this year. 4.
Yes. And he's probably the worst. He was probably the worst player of the week in 4 other weeks to offset that.
Well, I mean, fair. We're not talking about that. But I mean, I think he was only like one of a handful of guys that have ever won it 4 times in a single season. And that was just in the first half.
Oh yeah. And wasn't there 2 of them that were back to back? Didn't he win it like back to back weeks?
Oh yeah. I think he was like 12 for 24 with, I think 8 homers, or there was this 4 home run
93
game.
home runs.
Yeah. This absolutely crazy.
Josh Naylor 6 for 6 in stolen bases since the trade, and Josh Naylor is not exactly a base stealer.
He stole a lot of bags in Arizona.
He steals more than you think, but
yeah, he's sneaky quick.
Not a guy you'd expect to go out there and go 6 for 6 on a weekend.
No, but this is exactly what the Mariners needed. They needed Naylor, they needed Suarez to extend that lineup, give Raleigh some protection. Rodriguez hit his 100th career home run today. And Randy Arozarena, when he gets hot, he can get hot. So
yeah, another guy like Gino who will carry you for a few weeks and disappear. Yeah, so Naylor's got 6 stolen bases in 9 games for the Mariners. He had 11 stolen bases in 93 games for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah. But still, I mean, that's not nothing for a first baseman.
No, that's, I mean, anything more than like 3 is a lot for a first baseman, but
yeah,
that's a pretty impressive start when you get 6 in your first 9 games.
Yeah.
I mean, not only, he had a huge home run a few nights ago, but now he's out stealing bases on top of it. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah. Pretty cool. All right, let's get into this whole whatever this was. The idea was cool. Execution and Mother Nature had other words.
Boy, that rain was brutal last night.
Bad. So Braves win the Speedway Classic today after the overnight rain delay. Ultimately, did we like the event? Now, I know it's terrible, right? They had the rain delay. Spencer Strider gets scratched. They try to fit the game in. They get Chase Burns out there for an inning. He mows down the Braves in like 1-2-3 fashion. And then they just bring the tarps out. Like they just had no prayer to play that game last night. No chance. So then obviously you lose him today. How did you feel about the overall event of it?
Well, first of all, the best highlight from Saturday night was the base hit to left where I think Austin Riley dove like into the gigantic mud puddle.
Yeah.
It was like a lake at third base, and it's when like you're watching that replay going, why are they playing right now? There's no reason you could have that. I think the event was cool. It was I mean, it brought out a much different atmosphere, much different fan. There was tons. I mean, the number of like influencers and musicians and like celebrities that came out for it, they were all over the place. I just think it was a cool event. It brought in a different crowd. It's a shame that the rain screwed it up because really today it wasn't the same.
No.
It wasn't full anymore. A lot of people just kind of, they gave up on it. You didn't have the pitching matchup anymore, and you were basically picking up a game that was like what, 1 inning old.
Yeah.
It just, unfortunately Mother Nature screwed it up, but I think it was a cool event. The home run car for the NASCAR tie-in, the uniforms that were NASCAR themed, it was fun. And I think it definitely brought some different eyes to baseball. Would I want to see that all the time? No. But I think an occasional game like this, I think it's cool. I mean, you had 85,000 plus tickets sold to it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it was cool. I mean, but with the rain, I'm like thinking, and I put a post out last night, like it then almost came across gimmicky. Like, I know you can't control the rain, you can't control the weather, but like you're sitting back and they're like trying to force this. You're just like, okay, now this is just like, you're going to get guys hurt. Like, this just almost feels like a gimmick at this point. Like, I know the Braves are out of it. The Reds could not be out of it. So like, you just don't want to hurt those guys, but you also want to showcase the reason you're there. Like you said, to put different pairs of eyeballs on the game. I completely get it.
Yeah.
And if it's a sunny day, I think this event goes off without a hitch. I think it's cool. It's different. And I'm here for different. But it just seemed gimmicky after the rain. I'm just like, okay, like, cool.
Well, and it took on more of like a NASCAR vibe because outside you had the stage set up with performers.
Yeah.
You had the Ferris wheel, you had food trucks. Like it was kind of like a carnival almost outside of Bristol, which you typically see for a race because people are there for the whole weekend. People are there for the whole week, actually. Like I think that's the difference with NASCAR fans is that when you're going to a race at Bristol, you don't show up on Sunday for the race or Saturday for the race. You show up on like Tuesday and you're there all week. You're watching time trials. Like you are hanging out. Yeah. You're watching the practice runs. You're watching them actually, earn position. Like it is a week-long event. And I think they were trying to give it that NASCAR vibe of kind of being more than just a game, which would have been cool if it was more than just one game. If you were there for the whole weekend, that would have worked. But I think there were parts of it, to your point, that were a little bit gimmicky. I think they tried too hard to force the NASCAR connection in some cases.
Hmm.
But overall, I think it was a success for MLB because you sold 85,000 plus tickets to this thing. You had
Yep.
all kinds of attention. You had country artists that were at a game, live streaming and making videos to fans that have probably never watched baseball before in some cases. So I think it was great for raising the awareness of baseball.
Yeah.
Was the
Fair.
event itself great? No, but I think you, as we've said, you can't knock baseball for not promoting it and then not like how they promote it. This was a win.
Yeah.
This was a
I
win
agree.
for baseball.
Yeah. I. It's like when you meet your wife's work friend's husband. Really forced. Brutal.
Oh,
But no, I mean, I think the overall idea of it was interesting. It was great. It was different, like I said. Just Mother Nature had other plans, and then that's what kind of made me sit back and be like, "All right, I'm kind of over it. It's gimmicky." Like I think if it was just a sunshine event and it played through, I would
yeah.
think I would have been fine with it. But like after trying
Yeah.
to force it and to make it actually work, it's like, no, we should just automatically push this game to Sunday. Like, don't even try to play this. I know everyone's here, but don't. Just don't.
Yeah, they
Just
should have called
don't.
it earlier so people didn't sit
Yeah.
there all night. Because I think a lot of people didn't come back today because they had sat out all night and they're like, screw that, I'm done. Like, I don't want to do that again.
Or they have other plans already. They set Saturday aside for this event, not expecting to come Sunday. But that's what happens
Yeah.
with baseball. Look at us when we went to Nationals Park on our trip. We sat there for 5 hours. And then as soon as we bought 6 beers apiece, they were like, okay, come back tomorrow. We're like, well,
Great. Guess
okay.
we're staggering out of here.
Yep. And we'll be back tomorrow to buy 6 more or 12 in some cases, Sean.
Yeah, that was a fun
But
flight home. Anyways,
but yeah, I mean, overall, like you said, I said earlier, like it's a great way to get new people in there to get eyeballs on it. And John, you're right. Like we bring this up all the time. It's all about the dollar signs for sure.
yeah, this
But
was a big win for NASCAR, a big win for MLB. I mean, it was a lot of cross pollination. And I will say the one thing I thought was weird was, they had like the crappy little league metal bleachers like around home plate because they
yeah.
were temporary, and then you had the seating in the actual racetrack, but like that was way the hell back. People were complaining they had obstructive views because of signage, and I mean it was again weird.
Did
But
you did
cool.
you see the one guy? So it was John Carter, right? So Eli White hit 2 bombs
Yeah.
that didn't make it into the crowd. And one guy tried to throw it up over the pitch side and up over the fence, and he could only get it like halfway up the pitch because the slope on the
Oh, it's
track and
crazy.
the corners is crazy steep.
Like it's hard to
Um,
stand up straight
yeah,
on those banks because you're at such an angle.
yeah, absolutely crazy. But
They all
all
went to
right,
watch the new Naked Gun movie in classic redneck fashion.
yeah,
Oh my goodness.
good old drive-in movie theater.
Oh God.
All right, Harrison, I'm ready for you. Let's go.
All right, we got some Who Is That guys for you tonight. So all right. So Nick, I kind of got a mixed bag here tonight. I got a couple of I think that are pretty hard, a few that are pretty easy. Well, we'll see, but if nothing else, you got chat to bail you out. So
All right, thank you.
let's get going. All right. First one. Played for 14 seasons between 1992 and 2005. Played for the Mariners, Reds, Braves, Padres, and Twins. 3-time All-Star, 4-time Gold Glove winner, 2-time Silver Slugger. Best known for setting the MLB record for second baseman with a .997 fielding percentage, committing only 2 errors in 607 chances. Who is that guy?
Oh, that's clearly David Justice. His name's on his back.
Oh man, I can't believe I blew that one.
I definitely know who this is. I'll give
I-
Chad a minute. This is a layup to start. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I won't Angel Reese this one.
Somebody made a
Yeah.
comment in the chat earlier about the fact the guys that are betting like $5,000
Yeah.
for her to miss the first shot are making out like bandits because
Yeah.
she always does.
Yeah, it's definitely Brett Boone for sure.
100% Brett Boone. So Brett Boone, career average of 266, 252 home runs, 1,021 RBIs, 325 OBP, 22.8 WAR.
Yeah.
He had some monster seasons in there. And then was also extremely good defensively. Yeah, say John. I knew this one was like right up your alley because of the
Yeah, for
Mariners
sure.
connection, and the fact that he had his best seasons were in Seattle.
Yeah.
His best offensive seasons were in Seattle. Yeah, the other Boone. And the hard part is like, man, do the two of them look similar in the face?
Yeah.
Like you can really see the brother.
Yeah, for sure.
But
All
anyways,
right.
all right, moving on. All right, next one. Played for 9 seasons between 1999 and 2007. Played for the Diamondbacks, Red Sox, Rockies, and Marlins. One-time All-Star and 2001 World Series champion. Best known for giving up Barry Bonds' 715th home run. Who is that guy?
Another layup for sure.
Just trying to take it easy on you before I drop some of the harder ones in there.
Okay, great.
King of Roids in 2001 to 2004.
Yeah.
No, Nick, that's not Kurt Schilling.
Oh, dang it. Looks just like him.
Unbelievable.
How is that
unbelievable?
Not Kurt Schilling.
It's also not Randy Johnson before you ask.
Yeah, have fun typing that one out and have an autocorrect.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, it is BH Kim.
Byung-Hyun Kim. Yeah, good. That's actually pretty good considering
wow, just an autocorrect. Yeah, good.
Not too shabby. Byung-Hyun Kim. So record of 54 and 60, 86 saves, 4.42 ERA, 806 strikeouts at a 10.6 WAR. Just admire that elbow there. How does his arm not literally snap off delivering that pitch?
And he's throwing a slider to boot.
I know. Like, not only are you already torquing your elbow and forearm, but like look at the way that's bent back. This doesn't seem right.
That's crazy.
Wow. I saw that picture. I'm like, that's amazing. Like, how is his arm not snapping off? Granted, also explains why his career was so short because of all the arm injuries. So
yeah, and the 4.42 ERA.
Yeah, I mean, not great for a closer. But he also started a little bit. He pitched, kind of middle relief and then settled into the closer role. But yeah, and he struggled badly in the 01 World Series. They were actually staying away from him late in that series.
Yeah, well, that's why Randy Johnson came in to close it out.
Exactly why, because they had no faith that he was going to get those outs.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Next one. Played for 8 seasons between 1997 and 2004. Played for the Reds, Pirates, and Red Sox. 2-time Gold Glove winner and 2004 World Series champion. Best known for recording the final putout in Game 7 of a historic championship series. Who is that guy? And it's not Adrian Beltre.
This is what I named my cactus at school.
I remember. It was my idea.
It was your idea. I gave you. Incredible.
I loved it. I'm like, this is the perfect time to use them.
Yep. Oh, that's a good one.
But admire that picture for a minute. Like, look at the height he's got and the fact he's just laid out over the top of Adrian Beltre.
Yeah, it's absolutely. It is absolutely Pokey Reese.
With the crooked hat that the hat was never straight.
Yeah.
Never straight on his head.
Yeah, it's absolutely Pokey Reese.
Yeah, that is 100% Pokey Reese. It'd be hard to mistake him. Career average of 248, 44 home runs, 271 RBIs, 307 OBP, and a 6.3 WAR. Oh, Brandon Phillips is another good one because they were like the same player there for a stretch.
Yeah.
Except Phillips learned how to hit. Pokey Reese never got to that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah. Yeah. Captain and Mike got it. Nice.
Loved Pokey Reese.
Yeah. It's a good one.
I can still picture him scooping up that ground ball in Game 7 against the Yankees, throwing it to first, and then the chaos ensues.
Oh my God! We won the World Series right then.
That was it. I mean, that was because the World Series was such a huge disappointment.
Yeah,
Red Sox just steamrolled.
Crazy. All right.
I'm going to turn up the difficulty a little bit here on you, Nick. All right. Played for 16 seasons between 1991 and 2007. Played for the Cardinals, Red Sox, Expos, Phillies, and Reds. Represented Canada in the 2006 WBC. Best known for recording the last Phillies win at Veterans Stadium in 2003, and then the first win at Citizens Bank Park in 2004. Who is that guy?
Oh my god, I should know this one.
This is one of those guys like everybody remembers, but it's like, but what was his name again? And he was so good in Philadelphia. Like at any Phillies fans in the chat, which there probably aren't any, he was so good in Philly.
This one's killing me. I can see him.
And he's very Canadian. Anybody in chat got this one?
Oh no, yeah, I might need some help on this one.
I remember him with the Red Sox too. Like he wasn't very good with the Sox, but he was pretty good. But then he went to Philly and was so good.
It's not Cliff Lee.
Not Cliff Lee.
It's too old. For
lesser
Cliff
known
Lee.
of that group. Isn't that the main character from Corpse Bride?
I have this. This one's gonna kill me. Real Cormier.
It absolutely is Real Cormier.
Nice, John.
Good
nice.
pull.
That's an awesome one, John. Nice pull.
That is a very good pull. This was a guy who, in 2003 for Philly, he went 8-0 with a 1.70 ERA. 84 innings pitched.
That's all right.
Like he had some really good years in Philly. But yeah, so Real Cormier, record of 71-64, 1,221 and 2/3 innings pitched, 4.03 ERA, 760 strikeouts, and a 9.5 WAR. A guy who really hit his stride in Philly. Otherwise was pretty good leading up to that, and then really was good in Philly for a few years.
Yeah. Dang. That was a tough one. Definitely know the name. I don't think I would have pulled that one. So thank you, John Carter.
Yeah,
Appreciate
good one.
That. All right.
All right, next one. Played for 12 seasons between 2001 and 2012. Played for the Pirates, Mariners, and Braves. One-time All-Star and one-time Silver Slugger. Best known for leading all shortstops in assists, putouts, total chances, and double plays in 2004 and 2005. Who is that guy?
I think I got it. Ouch.
You shouldn't be getting injured. Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Oh,
No.
good one with Gian.
Yeah, not quite.
Bonus points, Nick. Do you know who the other pirate in the background is?
Is that Freddie Sanchez?
It's absolutely Freddie Sanchez.
Yeah. And that looks like Guzman sliding in the second.
I think it is because he's got that cheesy beard.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought at first like it was Jock Jones. I'm like, nope, that's Christian Guzman.
Yeah, it's absolutely Jacob's dad.
Jakeb's dad.
Jacob Wilson's dad for sure, Jack.
Pretty bad that Jack will be known as Jake's dad from going forward, but little Jakey's dad. Anyways, yes, this is Jack Wilson, who really was known for his defense. He was very, very good defensively, and hit enough. Career average of 265, 61 home runs, 426 RBIs, 306 OBP, and 23.5 WAR. Almost all of that WAR is defensive. But a guy who did have a couple of pretty good offensive seasons, and was I would say one of those legendary Pirates players who was just there for a long time, even when they weren't good. Just stuck it out.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
We got two more. All right, next one. Played for 14 seasons between 1988 and 2001. Played for the Cardinals, Expos, Indians, Rangers, Angels, White Sox, and Rays. One-time All-Star and one-time Cy Young runner-up. Best known for leading the National League in wins when the 1994 season ended and was on pace for probably his first 20-win season. Who is that guy?
Got it. I almost put him as the trivia question today.
No way. That's awesome.
Yeah, I almost did.
Yep.
Not that first name, but
you got
it.
Yeah,
dang, autocorrect.
Yes, yeah. There it is. It's in chat. John got it.
Yep. Nice job.
This is absolutely Ken Hill. I actually thought this one might be harder because he's one of those guys who had a good season or good career,
Yeah.
but flew kind of under the radar for a lot of it.
Yeah.
So Ken Hill, career record of 117 and 109, 19 complete games. 4.06 ERA, 1,181 strikeouts, 23.3 WAR.
Wow.
Moved
awesome.
around quite a bit, but he was so good in Montreal.
Yeah.
And got robbed in 94 because he would have probably. He had an outside chance at the pitching Triple Crown that year.
The Expos got robbed.
That whole Expos team got robbed. They were so good.
Yeah.
So good.
All right. Last one.
All right. Last one. All right. Here we go. Played for 14 seasons between 1992 and 2005. Played for the Expos, Red Sox, White Sox, Indians, Pirates, and Marlins. One-time All-Star and one-time Silver Slugger. Best known for starting and ending his career with the same organization in different cities. Who is that guy? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I chose not to put what he was really best known for because I didn't want to get canceled.
Yeah. I'm literally going through my 170,000 baseball cards from 87 to 96. This is fun. It is.
Boom.
Definitely.
This is Wilfredo, also known as Will Cordero. Will Cordero, career average of 273, 122 home runs, 566 RBI, 330 OBP, and a 6.0 WAR. Honestly, if you're a Red Sox fan, you remember the domestic violence dispute he got into where it caused the Red Sox to release him, and then they benched him for most of his last season with the Red Sox. It was a disaster. The guy's career was never really the same.
Yeah.
And his wife refused to testify against him, and it got ugly. And anyways, he was one of like the original dirtbags.
Not the dirt dogs, the dirt bags.
Yeah, right. He was one of the exactly one of the original dirt bags, not dirt dog.
Yeah.
But guy he could hit, and he came up as a shortstop, which I always find so weird. He was a shortstop in Montreal for a few years.
Yeah. All right. So pretty cool. I know you guys have seen me on my phone off and on here. One of our followers commented on one of our trivia questions last Thursday. It was a silhouette one with Terry Shumpert, and he goes, he's actually a good buddy of mine. And I was like, we would love to have him on the show if he'd be cool with it. He sent me the Instagram link, and I'm actually talking to Terry Shumpert right now on Instagram to try to work out a time for him to come on. He said, I'd love to. A friend just sent me your clip. Looks like you all have a ton of fun. He's like, can't this week, but probably next. So we'll hopefully have him on next week. So that would be really, really cool. Just one of the guys, like I remember, watching him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be a cool interview having him on the show for a little bit and talk about what it was like in the big leagues, especially in the 90s.
What's a day exactly back in the steroid era and all kinds of crazy stuff? Like what's a day in the life like?
Yeah, so pretty pumped about that. So as soon as I get news on what day, what time, because it might be a different night depending on what his availability is, because I don't want to put him out. I want to be respectful for that, but pretty cool. So I want to thank follower Bo Payne for putting me onto that. That's really cool. And I mean, that's why I love this community that you guys are all part of. Like we all have those weird baseball connections. Like we all have those weird baseball stories. So it's pretty cool. It's going to be a fun opportunity. So I'll keep you posted on when I narrow down the time. Sorry. But
yeah, that's wicked cool. Right. Thank you, Bo, for making the connection.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, welcome, Gibson New. Welcome. Yeah, we're just about to end the show, but we're here every Sunday night, every Thursday night, and then we have 2 weeks left of Jeopardy on Wednesday. So
yeah, Gibson, before we go, who's your team?
Yeah, absolutely. Need to know that for sure.
That's important information.
Yep. Well, I mean, not really. We talk about all the teams here, but
yeah, but we might think of you differently if you're, based on who you like.
Yeah, there's 2 teams you can't say here, Gibson. So answer carefully. Just kidding.
No, we hate everybody equally.
Yeah, facts. Even the team we support.
Oh man, I sometimes hate them more than anybody. But
Yeah.
I think that's part of being a fan.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
ride the roller coaster.
Yeah, for sure.
What any other news out there, chat? What else do we miss?
Oh, there it is.
Oh man.
All right. How are you feeling about your boys then? I know they're not, the Dodgers team of last year, I would say, right? I mean, what's your view on the Gibson 88 brought you in? That's fair. So what's your view on the Dodgers going forward with this season, Gibson? Because I mean, we've been, pretty critical of them, just because of the injuries and everything they got going on. But yeah, suck Captain.
That a boy, Captain.
Yeah,
Captain knows what Captain knows what we can't live with.
Yeah,
he might be a new starter for my Twins. Yeah, I mean, at this point, that Twins team probably has name tags on in the clubhouse too, trying to figure out who everybody is.
Yeah. Hello, my name is. I saw a meme of that earlier. It had like the Twins emblem like on the name tag stickers. It was pretty cool.
Poor equipment people having to like wrangle up all these new uniforms and all this new equipment as they quickly swap bodies.
Okay, so that was the greatest sports moment of your life. I mean, the Gibson 88 was pretty crazy.
That was amazing.
How did you react to the Freddie Freeman one, though?
Ooh.
I mean, that one was pretty much up there, too. I mean, that one was pretty crazy. Even for me as a non-Dodgers fan, I was like, wow, what the heck did that guy just do? You think they're doing okay? I mean, I think okay is probably where Harrison and I are at this point, right? They're okay. Not where they would want to be for sure, especially with what they got on the roster. But
yeah, still a great team, but they got some work to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So Max and Snell are back. That's gonna help a lot for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that team has gotten significantly better.
Yep. So yeah. All right. Do y'all have anything else before we head out for the evening? Yeah, Freeman's was just as good. I agree, Captain. I mean, Gibson's was crazy because the guy couldn't even walk. Needed like a wheelchair to get around the bases until
that was wild.
But I mean, Freeman couldn't either. He was on a bum ankle, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, I mean he had that bad ankle all season.
Yeah.
He was a little gimpy. Did you
I did a backflip onto my head and was running around after Freddie home run last year. It was crazy. That was a crazy moment.
It was nuts. It was nuts. You see Justin Turner's walk off today?
I didn't see it. I saw that he hit one, but I didn't get to see it. But
that was a cool one.
Yeah. I love Justin Turner, man. I wish Boston would have kept away to just sign him for one more year. But I get it.
I get it. Brewers set a franchise record in the series against the Nats this weekend with 56 hits in 3 games.
Was it 37 runs or 39 runs? I think I saw.
It was stupid.
It was crazy.
And with the sweep this weekend, the Marlins are the only team with a winning record all time against the Yankees.
Really?
No other organization has a winning record against the Yankees in history except for the Marlins.
I mean,
let that sink in.
I guess that makes sense because they really haven't played them.
Yeah, they haven't played a ton.
They haven't been in existence, quote unquote, that long either to face them that many times. Yeah. Interleague play wasn't a thing for the longest time.
Yeah, so the Marlins are now 25-24 against the Yankees all time.
Okay.
Only plus 500 team.
You hope the Dodgers retire Turner's number. I mean, that's weird because Trey Turner wasn't there for long, so that's a weird jersey to retire. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Jesus.
Yeah, no. I think
although Trey Turner's slides, they should retire those. Those were amazing.
Yeah. No, I agree. I loved Justin Turner when he was in Boston. That even the signing in the offseason, I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. But he fit right in with the team, fit right in with what the Red Sox were doing. And I agree. Like everybody loved that he was there. So I wouldn't mind seeing his jersey retired in LA. I think that would be pretty cool for sure.
It would make sense given just the time he spent there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I got nothing else. Do you, Harrison?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. That's it.
All right. Well, like I said, keep your eye out onto the page. We will let you know as soon as I find out a date to get him on. But I'm trying. Hopefully, next Sunday night would be pretty cool. We do have Jeopardy Wednesday night. We got 2 weeks left. John Carter can still be caught, or John Carter can extend his lead. So, and I have some pretty cool categories on Wednesday. At least I think, because everything I write, I think is good.
Well, sure.
But, yeah.
A little pride of authorship.
Yeah. So got some good categories for you on Wednesday. And then we'll be back on Thursday for some baseball news. Until then, I hope the Mariners keep rolling. Hope the Red Sox keep rolling. Hope your Dodgers do well. Gibson, thanks for coming on here.
Hope the Yankees suck.
Amen, brother. All right. All right, guys. Until Wednesday with Jeopardy, we will see you guys then. Study up. John, get back to your math homework now.